We're coming back after a month of being off for my wedding and honeymoon and everything that comes with that. It was just such an extraordinary time to just take some space and reflect. And since I started Pause 7 years ago, I haven't taken more than 5 days off in a row. So it was amazing to like hang out with fam and friends for a month and do the thing. And now I'm back and more ready than ever to just pour into this community and to be here with you guys. We got some more people in the waiting room. We'll just let a few people trickle in. How we doing? Thank you for all the congratulations. Thanks, guys. Thank you. How's everyone doing? Yeah? Good? Yeah? We ready to learn? I'm so ready to pour into you guys. I'm so excited. One of the things that we think about and kind of feel into constantly with Pause is like this greater mission of helping millions and millions and millions of people with the power of breath work. And when I really feel into that, it's like that mission is only actualized through our students, our alumni. We've trained nearly 2,000 people in our method. And if you were following my Instagram this week, over 500 of those people are making more than $10,000 a month doing what they love. And the money's cool. But what that represents to me is the impact that our students are having in the world. Is they're getting up every single day and they're pouring their life force, they're pouring their love into doing this work, into pouring into people to change their lives. And I've been in this industry for 15 years now, and I've yet to find something more effective than breath work. And my assumption is the reason why you guys are here is because you probably feel the same. As we all take a deep breath. I saw Katie take a deep breath, so I'm going to do it too. Right? It's like I have yet to find something, a practice that is as efficient, as effective, as powerful, and ultimately transformational as breath, as the breath. And our creator gave us the ability to use our breath to heal our bodies. We were given that ability, right? When we were being made, wherever they make humans, right? They're like, okay, let's give them this respiratory system that not only helps them survive, but helps them thrive. And the problem is, for so much of our life, we're only using it to survive. We're only using our breath to survive. It's like we got like if we stop breathing, we're gonna die. So let's just breathe the minimal amount in order to not die. And that's where most of the world is. But when we really activate the power of our breath, when we really realize the power that this magnificent thing can do for us, we change our lives. We change our lives. Not only is breath work physically healing, right? It heals us on a physical level. How many of you guys have been like tight in your body or something, and you do a really deep breath work session and you're like, why is my pain gone? Right? It's crazy. It's because trapped emotion leads to physical pain. And so when we do breath work and we release the emotion, the pain releases. So breath work is powerful and healing on a physical level, but it's also healing and powerful on an emotional level. And it's healing and powerful on a spiritual level. And so it's multi-layered. The way that the breath heals the body is multi-layered. And so when we use breath in a very intentional and conscious way in a sustained time frame, 20 minutes, even 8 minutes, right? It allows the body, the intelligence of the body to actually release the stuck pain, the stuck trauma that is occurring in our bodies. Release it and let it go so we can come back into a place of coherence. We can come back into a place of alignment. And so today's session is going to be all about that. I'm going to train you on some elements of breathwork and some elements of the work, but primarily today was designed for you to learn more about what it's like to become a breathwork facilitator. So I'm curious, and just let me know by saying yes in the chat box. Did you come to today's class because you've done breathwork, you're interested in breathwork and you want to see the opportunity of actually turning this into an income source for you, let me know in the chat box. You want to use breathwork to be able to help people make money, be on your life's mission. Yeah. Yes, you will get a recording of this session, Andrew. You bet. Yeah. Yeah, amazing. So some of you guys are in the camp of like, yes, I am here to do the thing. Yes, I am here because I want to learn how to integrate this into my business if I'm already a coach, or how to, you know, start a business if I've never had a business before. So you're in the right place, and I'm going to give you as much as I possibly can in the next hour and 15 minutes for us to really just drop in together. And you can learn all about how our alumni are now out in the world in 27 different countries, making money, doing what they love. And that's just our alumni. We've also used our method, the Pause Breathwork technique, with hundreds of thousands of people. We've taught this practice to hundreds of thousands of people all around the world. People from, I've taught breathwork at multiple prisons all around America, really being with people, showing them, hey, you can actually activate the energy of your heart through your breath. The beautiful thing about breathwork is it gives us an ability to actually remember who we are. Get out of our parts, get out of our stories, get out of our doubts, get out of all that, and actually just come back to the essence of like, this is who I truly am. I was at a prison up in Northern California a couple of years ago now, and I taught breath work to a group of men who were going to be in prison for life. And we sat down, and every time I tell this story, I get goosebumps. I already have goosebumps. We sat down, and I could tell just they were looking at me like, what's this woman going to teach us? What are we going to do here? And I started teaching the breath pattern, right? 2 in, 1 out. And at first they were kind of like looking around at each other like, what is this? This is so weird. And within 3 minutes, all of their eyes were closed, and they were all each in their own experience, just dancing with their breath and moving their breath through their bodies. And it was about 25 minutes, and everyone was crying by the end of it. And I'll never forget this one moment where this man came up to me and he looked at me right in the eye. He had these like crystal blue eyes, and he had tattoos all over his face. And he looked at me right in the eye and he said, that was the first time that I've ever felt my heart. And if I knew how to do that, there's no way I would be in here right now. And it was one of the most moving moments of my life. And I've told that story multiple times because it points directly to the power of breath and the heart breath connection. Imagine if every single human on the planet used their breath to activate their heart, and then they made moves in their life that were more heart centered. How would that change their life? How would that change the world? And so that's our mission at Pause. Our mission at Pause is to make emotional suffering optional. Our mission at Pause is to take people out of suffering so they can remember who they are at the deepest level. And again, we do that not through me teaching breathwork to millions of people, although I do it as much as I possibly can all around the world, but really where I get so excited is seeing my breathwork facilitator, seeing our Pause Breathwork alumni all over the world teaching breathwork in so many different countries, and seeing all the people that they're impacting. And so I'm so grateful that each of you are here today. I'm so grateful to pour into you over the next hour or so we have together. And for those of you who feel called to bring this work into your life, we have a really exciting opportunity for you. And I'm sharing something today that we just created that's going to help you make more money as a breathwork facilitator, which I'll share that at the end. So what we're going to do is we're going to start off with a little breathwork session just to drop us all in, get us into our bodies, and then we'll get into the meat and potatoes of today's presentation. Sound good? Yeah? Give me some thumbs up. Give me some thumbs up, give me some shakes. Amazing. So if you feel called closing your eyes, if you feel more comfortable doing this with your eyes open, choose your own adventure. Remember that you are your highest authority, moment by moment, breath by breath. So just taking a moment now and dropping everything down, dropping your mind into your heart. Just even if you don't know what that means, just see if you can feel it. That's it. Dropping the mind into the heart. There you go. And now allow yourself to just sink into the surface underneath you. Allow yourself to sink into the chair underneath you or the couch beneath you. Can you let your body just really relax a little bit deeper into the surface underneath you? Sometimes we have a tendency to grip. Sometimes we have a tendency to hold on. Can we allow ourselves to just not?
Loading Iberogas. Thanks to the unique combination of herbs, Iberogas.
Sorry about that, guys. Someone's, let me just mute you all up. Letting everyone just drop. Letting everything just fall. There you go. And now, just with your intention, tell your body that it's safe to relax. And sometimes when we bring a smile to the mouth, that stimulates the parasympathetic nervous system, that it's safe to relax. So maybe try that out. Safe to relax. That's it. And now together, we're going to use the triactive breath. We're going to do it a little bit differently for those of you who are familiar with that one. Rather than 2 breaths in through the mouth, we're going to go 2 breaths in through the nose. Yeah? So into the belly, up into the chest, out through the mouth. There you go. Keeping that breath moving through the body, allowing yourself to really surrender to the breath. There you go. You are your highest authority, so please let the pacing of the breath be completely up to you. Letting the pacing of the breath be completely up to you. There you go. That's it. Letting the breath do the work. Breath by breath, moment by moment. And with each breath, we're relaxing. Breathing in love. Exhaling doubt. Breathing in connection. Exhaling worry. Breathing in abundance. Exhaling fear. Keep allowing the breath to come in and out of the body. There you go. You are your highest authority. You are the one. Feel into that now. Can you feel into that transmission now? That's it, Sharon. Beautiful. There we go. That's it. There we go. Letting that exhale be longer than the inhales, really stimulating the parasympathetic nervous system, allowing ourselves to expand, to open, to let go. Body wants to move. Maybe you want to shake out the energy. Maybe you want to stretch up to the sky. However you want to move. Maybe you just want to sway back and forth. There we go. That's it. There we go. You are the one. You are the one that you've been waiting for. And today we're all stepping into our power as leaders, practitioners, healers, following the reason why we came to this earth plane in the first place. And now when you're ready, taking a deep breath in through the nose. Hold the breath at the top. Holding the breath at the top, squeezing the body, squeezing the breath, squeezing the abs and the arms.
Between the love that we lead and the one that
and
we pray
shaking
for,
it all out, coming back.
give us balance on the past. Said there's no need to ask for more.
And just being here now.
Between the love that we seek and the love that's already there.
Placing your hands on your heart.
Now let it soften my soul and focus my stare. I said this life got me by the heart, said it's
maybe
in
you
her
groove
eyes.
with the
Not too
music a
proud
little
to go
bit.
and seek advice when I know that I really ain't knowing nothing at all.
Feeling the lightness, feeling the
I
ease.
said perhaps I do. Made a transition and I finally got a clue, but I ain't got a clue on what to do.
There you
But I'm
go.
sitting and waiting and forming a plan, with taking my life in my hands. Said that I am
And
worthy.
how are we feeling now?
No
Let us
matter
know in the
what they
chat
say, I
box.
have purpose.
How are we
When
feeling
following
now?
my
We
dharma
got some
and I
dancing.
serve this.
Woo!
Well, this is what I'm aiming
So
for.
good.
Everything I
Let's
need
go.
and all that I am grateful for. And this is where we find out how to
Let us
live.
know in the chat box.
Make me
Well, how
the
do we
trees
feel?
and I swear that I'll
What is
give
here?
everything I can to keep air in your
Yeah.
lungs. Truth on your tongue.
Clarity,
The work
relax.
is never done.
Amazing.
Hey.
Relax. Peaceful. Yeah. Nice. And if you're not feeling that, if you're feeling a little raw, that's cool too. Breathwork brings up so many different things.
Between the love that we lead and the one that we
You know, I just want to voice and hold space for every single experience. There's 145 people here, right? Yeah, so if we're feeling heavy, if we're feeling emotional, if we're feeling raw, let that be beautiful. Every single breathwork session is so different. Sometimes I leave a breathwork session and I'm like, I'm on top of the world. And other times I'm like, oh my gosh, I feel raw. And guess what? Your body knows exactly what it's doing. Your body is processing, your body is healing, your body is moving through all of the things. So just let that be okay. Yeah, so good. And even a short little session like that can begin so much processing inside of us, so much healing. And sometimes when we're healing, it kind of feels like we're breaking. And that's actually a good thing, right? When we're healing, it kind of feels like we're breaking. And so when I come out of a breathwork session and I'm feeling raw, I know that the intelligence of my body is actually healing itself. And that is a beautiful thing. That is a beautiful thing. Yeah. So good. That track was called Between. It's by Satsang. It's a really good one, isn't it? I love that song. All right. Give me a yeehaw in the chat box if you are ready to rock and roll. And if you feel called to put your camera on, definitely do that so we can see your beautiful face. We got a lot of cameraless people today. Let's see those beautiful faces of yours. Let's see your beautiful faces. Oh, there we go. Oh my gosh. Look at that. Okay. Whoa. Hello. There we go. I love it. I love it. I love it. So good. So good. So good. All right, so let's get started. Throughout this presentation, I do have my team on deck with me today. We have the amazing Caitlin. Caitlin, your hair is darker. Love this for you. Looks great. We have Megan and we have Alex. So if you guys have any questions throughout this entire presentation, please go to the chat box and ask your question in the chat box. And our team is here to support and love you through any questions that you may have, okay? We ready to rock and roll? I know I am. Let's do this. Let's do this. All right. So the name of the game in this experience today is, you guys can see my screen, right? Megs, can you see it? Yeah. How to 10x your income, your influence, and your impact through teaching breathwork and start making money doing what you love. If we've not met yet, I see so many familiar faces in here, but if we've not met yet, my name is Samantha. I founded this company 2017, 2018, and it has been the joy of my life to train thousands and thousands of people to become breathwork facilitators. We're now operating in, last time we counted, which was like a year ago, it was 27 different countries. And we've had so many people graduate from all over the world. So that number is probably more like 35 now. So I got to count it again. But our mission is expanding through the breathwork facilitators that we have the privilege of training. So it's been amazing. And a little recap here. So that's me back in the day when I was severely struggling with eating disorders, body dysmorphia, just chronic anxiety. And it was a time in my life where I'm like, I feel like I really, really, really have tried absolutely everything. I swung from like being very, very anxious to being very numb. I was a competitive dancer at the time, and I I knew I could remember what it felt like to feel really good because once in my life I did. But I was in this phase of my life where I was constantly anxious. I was constantly numb. The inner critic in my head was so intense, and I feel like I really did try everything. And now I realize I tried everything but body-based work, somatic work, which is breath work. And so I was reading the book Eat, Pray, Love, and she talked about going to Bali and finding this medicine man. And so I decided to follow in Elizabeth Gilbert's footsteps and go to Bali and find this exact guy, which I did. He's now passed, but I had a session with him a few years before he passed. And I remember going and having a session with him and him like poking me with those sticks, like doing that acupuncture practice. And I just remember feeling like that is excruciatingly painful. And after I was done with this session, he just sort of like taps me on the head and he's like, you think too much. You need to go meditate. And at the time, meditation was excruciating because I don't know if you've ever had like anxious thoughts and body image issues, but the last thing that you want to do is sit with your thoughts and feel your thoughts. Let me know in the chat box. Just say yes in the chat box if you know what I'm talking about. It's like the feeling of like just being anxious and just sitting there, and it was excruciating. I'm like, I know more than anything, like meditation and mindfulness and all these sorts of things, like they work, but it was not working for me. So I went to Bali. I went to go that see that medicine man. He told me to meditate, and I was like, oh, fine, okay, I'll do it. I went to a meditation class, and when I got there, there was to the meditation studio rather, there was no meditation class at the time, but there was this breathwork class. And at the time, this was 15 years ago. This was before breathwork was even cool. I'm like, what is that? Like just breathing. Like that sounds so boring. That sounds so dumb. And you know that little voice inside of yourself that's just like, just go do it. Like, just go try this thing. I listened to that voice and I was like, okay, I'm going to go do that. So it was a 3-hour class. And that was another thing. I was like, oh my gosh, 3 hours. What am I doing? And I walked into the class, and the guy who was teaching the class, he was dressed all in white. He looked like Jesus. And he just says to me, he goes, are you ready to go on the ride of your life? And I was like, what are you talking about? He's like, you are going to experience the entire range of human emotion. He said, you are going to feel the highest states of joy and bliss and ecstasy, and you are going to shed away and release everything that you're holding on to that does not belong. And I'm like, well, that sounds amazing because that's what I've been trying to do all these years. But I was skeptical, of course. And he taught the breath pattern, which was very similar to the one I taught today. And within the first couple minutes, I just felt this like electricity, this like excitement, this like, oh my gosh, energy throughout my entire system. And I was crying and I was screaming and I was laughing and I was like, it was like the whole thing. And I woke up from that experience and I was like, why does the whole world not know that we have the ability to heal our bodies through our breath? Like, this is so crazy. Why are we learning how to find the X in school, but we're not realizing that we have this incredible capacity, this knowing how to heal ourselves, heal our trauma, heal our emotion. Like, it's insane that we can't do it. So 3 months after finding breathwork, I healed my disordered eating. My anxiety severely dissipated. I wasn't using food as an emotional thing. I was using food for health and hunger. I felt more in my body. My mind was clear. I didn't have this crazy inner critic that was just nonstop. And I just thought this work needs to be in the world. Like we need to teach the world the power of breath work. Like it's so crazy that we're suffering in silence all over the world when really the answer is just underneath our nose. So I turned my mess into my message, and since then been featured on the doctors, ran 50 international retreats. We do an event here in San Diego called Breath Fest, spoken next to Tony Robbins, spoken to multiple rooms of CEOs on the power of breath work, wrote this book, Hungry for Happiness, based on my journey with food in my body and how breath work was the answer to that. Built this app a couple of years ago in 2016, for those of you who are on the Pause Breathwork app. And my mission right now is to teach people how to facilitate breath work, because I truly believe that connection of people really showing up for people in a intimate and beautiful way is really going to change the world. And so that's the mission that we're on now. So I'd love for this, that's a little bit of my background and story. I'd love for this experience to be interactive. So I really want to hear from you guys. My question is, how long have you wanted to help people and fully step into your purpose? How long have you wanted to help people and fully step into your purpose? Have you known your entire life? Like, just write it in the chat box. Let us know in the chat box. Have you read it, like you've known your entire life? Maybe in the last couple of years, maybe you had a life experience that sort of like woke you up and made you realize, oh, there's more than just what we can see. Yeah, is that for a long time, for the last 7 years, 10-ish years, or the last 6 years, since I was 6, since I can remember. Beautiful. Beautiful. The cool thing is like once we realize like we are here to help people, there's no turning back from it, right? It's like, okay, the lights are on. The lights are on and here we are now. Yeah. Yes. Yes. So good. So good. And my question to you guys is, what will the world look like when you are doing what you love? What will the world look like when you are doing what you love? I had this very distinct moment of the day that I decided to go all in on building Pause Breathwork. And I had this image of this globe, this like world. And on the world, there was like millions of these little tiny lights. And those lights represented you guys, like my alumni, my facilitators who are out in the world sharing breath work, being an embodiment of the work. And I'm like, wow, the world's going to feel liberated. It's going to feel peaceful. It's going to feel connected. And so when you step into your purpose, what will the world look like? Let me know in the chat box. I'm loving these answers. The world will be full of so much healing. People will be leaning more into love. Oh no, that thing happened where people can draw on my screen. Do we remember how to, oh, who's ever doing that? Can you stop? Wait, Joanne, I think. I don't know how this happens, but like someone can get a hold and just draw on the screen. So please just ignore that. Or Alicia, if you're on, you're so smart. Can you figure out how I can erase that? That'd be so awesome. Thanks, because it's kind of distracting. All right, I love that. So the next slide, what would you love your business to do for you? Okay, so when we pour our life force into something, we need a return, right? That's how energetic exchanges work. So you are going to be pouring your life force into this breathwork business, into this coaching business. What do you want your business to do for you? Tell me how much money you want to make. Do you want location freedom? Do you want time freedom? Do you want financial freedom? Oh, she took the little things away. Thanks, Alicia, or whoever did that. I love you. Right? What do you want your business to do for you? Location freedom, time freedom, peace of mind. You know, like what I actually realized, guys, being off for a month is I realized that when I don't pour my life force into giving back and doing my mission, it actually makes me sad. It was like 2.5 weeks of being like, this is great. Like I'm off. Like this is so amazing. And then I was like, Pause gives me so much excitement because I just love doing what I'm doing exactly right now, is being with my people and like pouring into you guys. Like it feels so amazing for me. And so for one of the things that for me to answer this question is like, I want to feel a deep level of satisfaction and fulfillment. And my business does that for me, right? My business does many things for me, right? It allows me to have location independence. I'm Canadian. I now live in America. That's really cool, right? It allows me to have, meet my financial goals. It allows me to have like my sole purpose. Like I've known that I've wanted to help people and be in this work since I was like really, really young. And so it meets my needs on so many levels. So it's so important for us to really figure out how that happens for us. So my question to you guys is, what is the message that your heart is here to share? Who do you want to help? For some of you, you want to help veterans. For some of you, you want to help single moms. For some of you, you want to help nurses. For some of you, you want to help children. What's the niche, guys? Who are we going to teach breathwork to? If you don't know right now, don't worry about it. That's what I help you figure out in our course. But I want you to let me know if you already know. Yeah, if you already know. So Tessa, I love that for you. Everyone who needs it, I love that answer. But when it comes to marketing, you guys, we have to get really specific on who we're talking to. Yeah. And I'll work, like, if you choose to do the program, I will help this. See, this is so good. Andrea, I love this one for you. I love this. Wait, type A engineers. Like, let's go. That's the level of I can't say this word. Specificity. That is being specific, right? Be specific. Specificity. Did I say that right? I think that's it. Anyway, English is my second language. People with ADD and anxiety who've gotten off prescriptions. So good. So good. I love this. Women over 50 who are struggling with stress and overwhelm. Love that. Donna, I think we can even like bring that down a little bit more. People with addiction, Kim, great. I work with middle-aged women who have forgotten their worth and find themselves in one toxic relationship after another. Heidi, super specific. Love it. Helping people heal trauma. Love it. I would take the people and go, who are the people, right? Because we all have trauma. Patina, I think that's how you say your name. We all have trauma. So I work with 35-year-old brunettes who are originally from Canada and now live in America who just got married. That's way too niche down, but you know what I'm saying? I want a little bit more. Grief coach. Yes. Katie, so good. Oh my gosh. Katie, I just recorded a grief breathwork audio, which is on the Pause Breathwork app. Definitely check that out. Grief and breathwork, there's so many correlations there. It's amazing. Women trying to connect with their womb and divine energy. Love. Okay, this is so good, you guys. So good. So good. So good. So good. I'm in Oklahoma and my friends think I'm crazy. Yeah, Missy, I understand that. And in Southern California, everyone, you throw a rock and you'll hit someone who does breathwork, but in middle of America, it's a little bit different, right? So this is why we need breathwork facilitators everywhere. My loves, the riches are in the niches. Why have 500 of our alumni been able to do 10K a month or more? It's because they got really specific on their niche. Let me show you. This is Crystal. Okay, so Crystal works one-to-one and in group programs with high-performing female leaders. So she works with corporate women who are at the top of their game, entrepreneurs who are at the top of their game, and she helps them with breathwork and coaching. Christine has a passion for helping people who struggle with body image issues. So that's her. She helps them heal trauma and find inner safety. Jessica's niche is the Jewish community. So she helps the Jewish community release ancestral trauma stuck in their bodies. Liz has a healing and awakening business that helps people who are in service to others. So coaches, healers, practitioners, nurses. Michelle Rains helps people release their childhood trauma and addictive personalities and reclaim their strength. Holly Cram bridges the gap between Christianity and spirituality. She's absolutely amazing, has an incredible healing business. Here's some other niche ideas for you. If you're not sure yet, it's totally fine. This is what we discover and figure out through our program. Breathwork for sports performance, breathwork for sleep, for birth, for veterans, for pain management, for corporate wellness, trauma, public speaking, spiritual growth, addiction recovery, respiratory conditions, breathwork for children. So many different ones. So let's just close our eyes for a moment. I just want us to shoot ourselves into the future for a moment. Closing down our eyes. And I want you to imagine it's 1 year from today. So it is October 29th, 2025. And I want you to imagine that it is all worked out, waking up in the reality that feels so good for you. Looking into the mirror and realizing that the person looking back, you did it. You made it. What does it feel like? And feeling into the amount of money that you make every single month doing what you love. Feel into that. Feel into like the ease and the excitement and the love and the effortlessness. That's it. And just feel the feeling of being so proud of yourself. Proud of yourself for leaning in, saying yes to yourself. And then looking at your calendar and realizing that everything on your calendar today is things that actually bring you so much joy. Teaching breath work, creating amazing content, connecting with other people. Feel the spaciousness. And now when you're ready, go ahead and just write in the chat box. What do you feel now? What does that feel like in your body? The vision of stepping in, doing your soul's work every single day. Doing your soul's work. Yeah, hope. I love that. So good. What does it feel like? Joy, peaceful. Peaceful, not forced, aligned, peace. So good. Peace is the indication that you're in alignment. When you think of something and it just feels like fulfilling and peaceful, that's how I always know. Go follow that thing. Go do that thing. Like that feels exciting. Amazing to arrive on time on purpose. Love that. Powerful. So good. Yeah, keep popping them in the chat box and we're gonna keep rolling here. So we are going through this shift in the industry. When I first started out in this industry 15 years ago, all of it was about mindset coaching. When I was going through my personal healing journey, it was all mindset coaching, talk therapy, mindset coaching, behavioral change, and I could feel in my body that I needed something deeper, right? So, and I see this change happening in the industry right now. There's so much more somatic work happening. There's so much more breath work happening. The self-help industry is changing. We're moving from mindset coaching to body-based healing. So ultimately, in order to feel better, we have to be better feelers. The body knows how to heal itself, you guys. The body knows how to heal itself. When we do mindset work without doing the inner work, we will stay on that personal development roller coaster that we all know. Right? So here's the opportunity for you. The breathwork industry is growing 400% year after year. Someone commented earlier that she doesn't do much social media and she, got back on and she's like, oh my gosh, like breathwork is everywhere and it is growing like crazy. The opportunity for you to step into this industry is amazing. It's the fastest growing healing modality worldwide. Even places like Forbes and Medium are publishing articles on breathwork. We're seeing celebrities all around the world talk about the power of breathwork. The number one reason that breathwork is the fastest growing healing modality world right now is basically because we're not having to think about, okay, what's going on? Why do I feel like this? Where did this come from? Like it's a non-cognitive modality. Right? Talk therapy for me, I found it valuable in giving me the context of like, oh, the reason why, historically before I met my husband, the reason why I kept choosing the same guy that over and over and over again is because I have unhealed dad issues. Great. That's great to know that. But then breath work actually helped me really get into the body and heal the thing that was creating the pattern over and over and over and over again. Yeah. We have 3 pillars of connection, you guys. We have the mental, we have the emotional, and we have the spiritual. Most transformation is on the mental, right? We read books about it, we listen to podcasts about it, we talk about it, we go to therapy, we do behavior changes, all mental. We have to get into the body. We have to get into the emotional pillar and the spiritual pillar. Okay. The emotional pillar is like, what are the contractions and expansions happening in our body, right? This would be our trauma, our sensations, our pain, our joy. It's like all of the emotions that happen in our body, right? Breathwork has the ability of healing those emotions so that we can be back in alignment. And breathwork also, someone said like hope, right? This feeling of like hope. We, like when we feel connected to source, whatever that is for you, it could be God, it could be universe, it could be life force, it could be angels, whatever it is. When we feel that connection, that there's something bigger than us, that helps this healing process as well. Say yes in the chat box if you know what I'm talking about. When we activate our connection to source, whatever that is for you, I'm not here to tell you what to believe in or who to believe in or whatever it is, right? For me, that's God. I feel like God energy, but it wasn't always that for me. So whatever it is for you, is choose your own adventure there. It doesn't matter, but it's like that connection to source is so powerful. So breathwork allows us to get out of our minds, right? So we're not in our monkey minds, to get into our bodies and to actually have that spiritual connection that we all crave and desire. Ultimately, here's what it is on a napkin. You are the drug. For every point of suffering that you have in your body, you also have the remedy. Let me hear this again. For every point of suffering you have in your body, you also have the remedy. You are the drug. Your body knows how to heal itself. We just need to let it. All right, are you guys ready to get into the business side of breathwork? Say money in the chat box if you're ready to talk about the business side of breathwork. Because here's the thing, it's like I want you guys to follow your soul. I want you to do what you're here to do. I want you to help people, but I also want you guys to make money. If you're working at State Farm Insurance right now and you don't like it and you have a mission on your heart to do the path of the soul, then let's go. Let's go. So your breathwork business can be structured to your desired lifestyle. So I'm going to give you some example of some of our clients. We've got Jordan Nolan. She has a 6-figure breathwork business and her main offer is retreats. She really thrives on that in-person connection. Andrew has a multiple 6-figure men's mastermind and helps men step into their power and become better leaders. Brenda has fully stepped into her power with her Yes Academy, and she runs online 6-month group coaching containers and makes about $30K a month doing so. Stevie Wright has an online membership, so think Netflix, but breathwork, and it's called the Breath Channel. So she charges clients monthly to have access to her content. Brittany shares her message on both stages and on her podcast called Divine Your Life. So let's go through the earning potential of each of these breathwork experiences. So often the question is, Sam, breathwork is amazing. I totally believe in it. But I also want to make sure that before I train as a breathwork facilitator that I can actually make money doing it. And that's a total fair thing. And I'm going to show you guys the earning potential and just sort of like lift the hood on our alumni and what they're doing. So depending on your lifestyle, depending on how you want to structure your business, you can do one-to-one sessions, you can do 6-month group coaching program, you can do yearly masterminds, you can do in-person retreats, you can do corporate breathwork, right? That's typically what people do. Someone's drawn on my screen again. We gotta figure that out. At least you guys aren't drawing anything inappropriate. It's just like these weird squiggly lines. So for one-to-one sessions, anywhere between $125 and $250 hourly. 6-month group coaching programs, $5,000 per person for the 6 months. Yearly masterminds, anywhere from $10,000 to $20,000. In-person retreats for 5 days, I've run 50 international retreats. I think some of you have taken my retreat course where I teach you how to run retreats. But those are typically anywhere from $4,000 to $7,000 for 5 days. Some people charge more for like luxury retreats. Some people charge a little bit less for like more of a, you know, just more like a standard experience, but it's somewhere in between that. Corporate breathwork, this is where you go into a company, and typically what this looks like is every single week you train their team in breathwork. It helps with culture, it helps with team connection. It's just like so powerful. And then maybe you do some breathwork sessions with their leadership team, and that's around like $3,000 to $5,000 monthly. The average annual income for a breathwork facilitator is between 66,000 and 143,000. 66,000 and 140. This is typical annual income. Now, some of our people, some of our breathwork or some of our alumni, and you probably know some of them, are making $1 million a year doing this. A good handful of them are doing that. At the end of the day, it's up to you. Some people are like, hey, Sam, I want to train this because I want the transformation for myself. And I want a little side gig where I make, $5K a month just for play money. Maybe you have a job that you love. You just kind of want to do this on the side. That's amazing. A lot of our alumni, a lot of our students do that. Some of you are like, hey, I'm at a point in my life where I want to go all in on doing this. And I want to, I want to make 30K a month, whatever it is. And if you already know, let me know, feeling called out, that translates up to you. Raylan, I love you. Right? What do you guys want? Right? It's up to you. For me, and there's a direct correlation between the amount that I put myself out there and my bank account. Right? It's like, that's the beauty of being an entrepreneur, is it's up to you. Like there is no one saying this is your cap of earning potential. You can make what you want to make. So what is our community saying about Pause Breathwork? Waited a decade to find a program that could align with my whole heart. I'm so thankful for Pause every day. Pause Breathwork and community changed my life. I get to make money, create abundance, break generational trauma, grow, support, and support others all in one path. Jamie says, Pause has taught me how to go within and learn who I truly am, and that ripples into my teaching so people can gravitate towards me. Chelsea says, the Pause program was the most beautiful experience. I feel so empowered to take this work to the world and be a world-changing coach. This is more than just a certification. This program was the most powerful personal development journey of my life. Sophia says, since joining Pause Breathwork, my life has changed in unimaginable ways. You will be transformed by this journey in ways that are hard to describe. If you are on the fence, jump over. You will amaze yourself. Jocelyn says, I'm writing this 3 months after graduating the Pause Breathwork Facilitator program. And since graduating, I've made $73,000 in sales from doing the thing that lights up my heart, and I cannot be happier. Taya says, I'm expanding my business, making way more money through teaching breathwork and having such incredible transformations with my clients in such a short amount of time, because I no longer have to coach them out of their minds and into their bodies, because breathwork does that for me. So good. That's it. Taya was your life coach? That's amazing. She took our program in I want to say 2019 or something. She's amazing. And her business has absolutely exploded. She's just incredible. I love that, Katie. So do you want to start doing what you love and making the impact that you desire? Introducing the Pause Breathwork Facilitator Journey. So guys, this is our flagship program. This is the program that everybody talks about. This is our number one offer at Pause Breathwork, which is our 6-month journey to turn you into a masterful breathwork facilitator. So not only will you graduate as a certified breathwork facilitator equipped with the knowledge and skills to be able to truly lead, but this is the best part. You will embark on a 6-month personal development journey. You can't really be a really good breathwork facilitator without going through the journey yourself. So yes, you're learning how to teach breathwork. You're learning all about trauma and the brain and the body and the nervous system and everything that we teach. It is so packed. But you're also going on your own journey, your own healing journey, which is beautiful. And I think some of our alumni who are in the room can talk to that. So this will be you in 6 months. You'll be like, God, why are you so awesome? You will enter into a community of value-aligned people who are here to lift each other up. and change the world. So good. This is our community, so amazing. So this is for you if you're already a coach and you're looking to add another revenue stream of income into your business while providing your clients with deeper, more transformational results. So I was doing breath work as just a student. Like I didn't get into teaching it. This is interesting. I didn't get into teaching breath work until 8 years after. Like I was a student for 8 years. I mentored with some of the top breath work gurus in the world at the time. And then I was doing mindset coaching as like my career. Then I was like, okay, mindset coaching is definitely limited. How can I then add breath work into my mindset coaching business in order to get my clients better transformation? So a lot of our people that come do our training are already coaches. Number two, you're an aspiring coach. You've always been the one to turn to for advice, and you've known in your heart you're here to help humanity and change the world. So maybe you are working in corporate America, or you are working, a 9 to 5 that makes you money, but you don't really love, and you haven't done any coaching or anything before. We also bring people into the program who are aspiring coaches, aspiring facilitators. We teach you everything that you need to know so that you can start teaching breathwork right away. And I will say, guys, this program is not for everybody. Yeah. And again, our students can attest to this. It does require for you to be all in. This is not the kind of program where you like dip your toe in and like see if you like it. It really, like, if I'm going to be your mentor, I want you to be all in. I want you to be all in. I want you to, like, we get out of things what we put into it. So when you're present and you show up to the calls and you're doing your breath work and you're like healing your body and you're having awakenings, like that's where it like works so well. If you're kind of like, it doesn't work. So this program is not for everyone. You have to be all in on you. So for those of you, I'm going to keep talking about it, but for those of you who are like, Sam, I don't even need to hear the next 15 minutes of your presentation. Like, I just want to get my call booked now. Go ahead and, or team, if you could put the link to book a call in the chat box. Guys, I will be answering questions as well at the end of the call. So hang out if you want to hang out with me and I'll answer some questions. Katie says, literally just quit my toxic ass job to focus more on coaching. I love that, toxic ass job. Yeah, here's the thing. It's like with following, oftentimes when we listen to the mind, it's like, okay, go to school, get an education, like join this job, climb up the ranks, but it's not actually what our soul is here to do. And we can have so much more fulfillment and we can make so much more money and we can have so much more impact when we don't listen to that. We just follow what we're here to do. And for some of you, you're like, I'm not ready to get rid of my job yet. That's totally fine. What tends to happen a lot is our students will they'll do the program while they have their job. And then slowly they'll take on a few clients, they'll take on a few clients, they'll take on a few clients. And then they're like, whoa, my breathwork business is paying me more than my corporate job. Like, let me just go into that. Right? Kath says, do you do the 21-day program as part of the training? Or is there an expectation that you've done that? Kath, a lot of people have done the 21-day program that we offer at Pause, but you definitely don't have to. You definitely don't have to. So there's your call, guys. Our team just put the link in the chat box to book your call. So go ahead and click that link to book the call. The call is not a sales call. It's simply a discovery call for us to understand where you're at, who you are, what you want to get out of this program. And then we make sure that it's an aligned fit. Like I said, it's not for everybody, this program, but if there's alignment, it's like, it's so powerful. It can transform your life and give you a skill set to help you make money. And okay, listen up, get on the edge of your seat. This is the best part. This is my favorite part to share today, okay? Because I'm just so pumped because this is brand new and we have not offered this yet. So there's 3 bonuses. Let me go back to that. So there's 3 bonuses that you're going to get when you book your call with us today. Okay, 3 bonuses. Number 1, You will gain access. This is brand new. This is not even launched yet. The world has not even seen this yet. You'll gain access to the Pause Business Accelerator after you graduate, so you know how to start making money as a breathwork facilitator. Okay. So this is the Pause Business Accelerator, which is the latest upgrade to the facilitator training. We have just introduced this to the program. Yeah, this is all about how to actually market yourself, how to take on clients. I'm going to show you what we offer in here. So it's magnetize an incredible community of aligned leads, launch a profitable beta program that converts leads into customers, live coaching on content. You'll get a weekly call after you graduate. You'll get a weekly call to learn how to make money teaching breathwork, right? So our goal for you is you make back your tuition within the first 3 months. So we will teach you everything you need to know about how to make money teaching breathwork. And over the last 15 years of not only running 3 businesses, but also training thousands of people and watching them build businesses, I've taken the best information of what actually works, the strategies of what actually works, not in any industry. These strategies aren't going to work in any industry, but I really know what works in this industry to help my students make money doing what they love. So I've poured all of that into this insane program, which we're going to, is one of the bonuses. The second bonus, you guys, is $1,000 credit to use towards the program. So for those of you who decide to join, we're going to give you $1,000 credit. What is this? It almost feels like Black Friday. It's not even Black Friday yet. The third bonus is our 21-day facilitator embodiment journey. So that's what Kath was talking about. You'll also get that as well. So the business accelerator, the value of that is $5,000. The tuition credit is $1,000, and the 21-day journey is $497. So that's a total bonuses, you guys, of $6,497 when you apply and join today. And the course is only $7K. So we've packed this with bonuses. We've made it as no-brainer as possible. Our intention is to give you the most extraordinary 6 months of training that you've ever experienced in your entire life, as well as give you the necessary business skills that actually helps you take on clients and make money doing what you love. And for me, I've worked with thousands of people who are leaders, facilitators, coaches, practitioners, people in this industry. And I know that you guys are not business people. You're not business people, you're not marketers, you're not salespeople. Like, that's not why you're here to do this. And so what I've done is I've made the Pause Business Accelerator incredibly simple. So it is the fastest and most direct path to make money doing breathwork you don't have to learn all about like funnels and all these different things. And we've made it so simple. Yes, we have payment plans. We have in-house payment plans. To support you. We also have third-party payment plans as well. So the payment plans go up to like 24 months or something. So again, from a financial aspect of you, it's a no-brainer. No way. Team, if you could pop the link to book a call again in the chat box, that'd be amazing. So the course is $7K to join, you guys. And yes, we have payment plans that go up to 24 months. So that makes that monthly payment insanely low. And we also give you nearly $7,000 of bonuses. So it's like, we're really making this a no-brainer today. The course, you can start tomorrow. Like, you can start the program as soon as tomorrow. You can get enrolled as soon as tomorrow. So book your call now, enroll tomorrow, and then you can start moving through. What are the breathwork practices you include in your training? Dale, can you give me a little bit more about that? So our technique is called the Pause Breathwork technique. In that technique, we have an entire curriculum of how to use breathwork to heal the mind, the body, the spirit. And so that's basically like our entire method, and that's what we're teaching you to then go teach to your clients. So you are basically buying our IP of this is how we create transformations in people, and that's essentially what you're buying when you invest into becoming a Pause Breathwork facilitator, is exactly how to create transformations in people. So Is it all recordings or is there live? There's live classes, babe. There's like 7 live classes every single week, every single Tuesday, from 11 to 12. You're with me, so you will be so supported throughout the entire thing. The reason why there's so many live classes is because we have people in so many different time zones, and so we really make sure that we accommodate time zones. So if you're in the UK, they're not all past 4, right? We have morning classes. I think honestly, our earliest class is like 7 a.m. So it is like a normal time for our UK people. And so it allows us, it allows you to be able to feel supported. So I want to talk quickly about when Tony Robbins and I became best friends. How many of you guys know who Tony Robbins is? Just say yes in the chat box. Yeah. Of course. Of course. Of course. Of course. So Kaya, let me answer your question. Okay. So the structure of the program is there's about 7 live calls on a weekly basis. Okay. Every single week, you get dropped a fresh module. In that module is a video module plus audios and breathwork experiences. And then you go to the class that module is for. So then the live classes are where you answer all your Q&As, right? So if you're like, hey, Sam talked about this in the module, you can ask our team a clarifying question based on what is in the module. Tuesdays with me are all embodiment. So that's about you and your own personal path, right? So in those calls, we do breath work. I coach on deeper strategies. It's all about like you becoming embodied. Yeah. Yeah. And someone asked about certifying body, International Breathwork Federation and Global Breathwork Alliance. Those are our 2 partners. That's the governing body of, so it is an accredited course as well, for those of you asking. Yeah. All right. So when Tony Robbins and I became best buds, so I have been listening to Tony Robbins tapes since I was 12, not because I chose to do that, but because my dad was a big Tony Robbins fan. And so listening to his tapes and just getting in his world and understanding his concepts of life, I found it very fascinating, interesting. I made a goal to myself that by the time I was 30, I would join his Platinum Partnership, which was his high-level mastermind. It was like $100,000 a year. And I knew in my heart that I wanted to do this, but it terrified me. You know, my whole body was like, this is exactly what you need to do. This would be so amazing. But I was afraid of the commitment. I was afraid of the investment. I was afraid of everything. And I just remember sitting front row at Date with Destiny at one of his events in Florida, and he was talking about Platinum Partnership. I was 29 years old. I told myself I would do this by the time I was 30. And everything in me was like, this is it. Like, you have to go do this. And I just remember my mind being like, no, this is so crazy. And anyways, I took the leap and I decided to hire Tony as my coach for the year. And it changed my life. And what it taught me is not only can we create massive impact in the world, but we can create massive income. And there's no separation between impact and income. And that's why this class is named 10X Your Income, Influence, and Impact. Because I truly believe when we step into what we're here to do, when we have the right strategies in order to get to our goal, we can't fail. We can't fail. The system that we've taken our students through, thousands of them now, is the exact same system that we're going to take you through. We've just refined it over the last 7 years, and you won't fail. We won't fail you. The only way that you'll fail is if you don't show up and do the work. So my commitment to you as your mentor is to hold a standard of excellence for you so you can not only go on a beautiful personal development journey yourself, but also hone the skills that can really get out there in the world and do this work in the world. And that's our promise to you. And so if any part of you is feeling like, I really want to do this, just book your call, okay? Don't make any excuses. Don't leave this call without booking a call. Just take that next best step, because this could be the day, October 29th, 2024, could be the day where you draw a line in the sand and you're like, I'm finally doing the thing. I'm going to stop talking about it. I'm going to stop wondering if I should do it. I'm going to stop doubting myself. I'm just going to do it. And so my invitation to you is just go do it. Just get your call booked. You have 3 epic bonuses that we're going to gift you worth nearly $7,000. We have payment plans out of the wazoo to make it super simple for you. So our invitation to you is just say yes to your future self. This time next year, you could be living in a completely different reality, a completely different situation. Oh, you're getting a message that says we're unable to schedule your appointment. Is anyone else having that issue? Megan, can you make sure whoever is having that issue, just say me, and my team will grab your name and they'll reach out to you separately. Okay. If you're having that issue, just say me in the chat box, and my team will be on it. They'll let me see. Hang on. Let's see if I'm having that. Let's see if it's working for me. Let me just test it. Yeah, if yours is being funky right now, let me see. Yeah, just write me in the chat box, and our team will get you. Hang on. No, 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 no. Okay, mine worked. So maybe it's just some of them. Glad it's not all of them. All right. So allow yourself to just be in that vision of potentiality, right? Allow yourself to be in that vision of like, how good can I let it be? So often we can kind of get in our own way a little bit, where like we have this opportunity of like, this sounds so exciting. This sounds so amazing. And then we kind of are like, oh, I don't know if I should do this. If it feels a little bit like scary, that's okay. That's the best place for it to be. And one of the quotes that I live by is, if my body says yes, I'll figure out the rest. My body says yes. I see the heads nodding like, yep. If my body says yes, I'll figure out the rest. I didn't know how I was going to pay Tony Robbins. I think it was more like $120,000. I didn't know. That was like right when I started Pause. Like we were like year 1.5 in business or something. And those are like vulnerable years, right? I'm like, I don't know how I'm going to make this investment. But I absolutely not only 10x that investment, but 100x that investment, because I aligned myself with someone who knew the strategy of how to build something amazing, right? And so my invitation for you is just go book your call. At the end of that call, it's either going to be hey, this is so aligned. This makes so much sense for you to go down this path, or like, hey, maybe not, right? Hey, maybe not. So allow yourself to just book your call, chat to the team. The intention of that call is clarity, right? The intention of the call is clarity. It's not necessarily like, hey, I'm going to book this call and I'm going to be guaranteed a spot in this program. The intention of the call is, hey, I'm going to book this call and we're going to figure out if this actually makes sense. We're going to figure out if becoming a breathwork facilitator with Pause makes sense. Maybe it doesn't, and that's okay too. Right? But my invitation is, don't leave this call wondering. Just like throw caution to the wind. Let's get a little bit brave together, right? Bravery, like it pays to be brave, right? Bravery is such a powerful skill for getting what we want in life, right? And we're coming up to a new year. We're coming up to a fresh start. Like, what if you started that in a completely different energy? What if you started the new year in a way that felt so nourishing to your soul? What would be possible? What would be possible in that energy? Right? It would be a privilege to be your mentor. I know once you say yes to this program, you are going to feel so held and supported by this community, and you're going to feel it on a deep level. And it would be an honor for me to mentor you and hold you in the Pause community and watch you transform and give you the skills that you need to be able to change the world, and then give you the business skills that you need in order to do that. It would be a true honor to take that journey with you. And if it feels like a yes in your body, just book your call. Just book your call. I want to hang out with you in a year from now, and I want you to be like, "Oh my gosh, I'm so glad." Because this is where it starts. We do this event once a month, and the amount of people that I get to meet in person, they're like, "Oh my gosh, if it was..." Literally today at 11 o'clock on our embodiment call, because today's Tuesday, one of our students, Vera Knight, literally said, 5 years, she's still in our community. She comes to the embodiment calls every Tuesday. She's like, 5 years ago, I said yes during one of your online events, and my life has been completely changed. Yeah, Vera shared that earlier. She's amazing. She'll be 67 next week, and she's just so amazing and has completely transformed her life with this work and is now sharing it all around the world, and it's just absolutely extraordinary. So do not get off this call without booking your call to chat to the team. I want to honor our time boundaries today. I'm 2 minutes over and I want to respect your time. So, in closing, I want to say thank you all so much. It's so cool. Yay, Julie, what's up? It's so cool to see each of you here. Thank you for your engagement. Thank you for your presence. I just like felt this like really beautiful energy, sharing your dance moves. Katie, your deep breaths, like everyone's energy and what they brought today. I was like, I love it. I love it. I love it. So have a beautiful rest of your day, you guys. If we've not yet connected on Instagram, come say hi to me over there. I love connecting with you guys on Instagram. Have a beautiful, beautiful rest of your afternoon. And I so hope I get to see a handful of you in the program. So have a beautiful day and we'll chat soon, okay? Bye for now. Bye, guys.